everybody to the episode 17 of the Power Ranger podcast. I am your host, Dr. Pittman, as always, and I have my co-host me to my right. It's the good old friend of mine from the Disney Brain, JWR.
Hi everybody, pleasure to see you all again after our brief little hiatus. And holy shit, we actually have significant news to talk about. We have
Yes,
significant Power Rangers to talk about this week.
yes, we do. But before we get into that, we're gonna special shout out to Dragon Rare who couldn't be here today. He had a dentist appointment, so we wish him well, and we wish him all health. Nah. We wish him a safe and healthy journey to recovery, of course. And we got
Fortunately,
our
no,
yes,
fortunately to sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say, fortunately to I guess fill in for him this week is a friend of mine from another server, Kelvin.
Oh,
oh,
my name is Goji.
Yes, so
uh,
Goji, sorry.
well, so, don't worry, man. Hi guys, Diego here. My username is Goji, but my real name is Diego. I'm from Peru, and I'm so happy to be here.
good, good. We're happy you be here with us, filling in for Dragon Raider until he comes back. All right. So we got some topics today here.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
we
got
will
the show
give our
notes.
thoughts on Matt Groom
I
and
got the
Brian.
show. Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to keep doing that, but yeah. So I actually made made show notes of my own. So this week we're gonna briefly touch on news as far as the comics, as they approach the 100th issue. Um, we're going to briefly touch upon news regarding regarding the new timetable that we're operating under with Hasbro. A potential update as far as Simon Bennett's future with the franchise, and oh yeah, there was a major update as far as the Jonathan Entwistle project. We'll get to all that in due time.
Yes. Yes. So, without further ado, here, let's give our thoughts on Matt Groob and Ryan Parrott concluding their run of Power Rangers with Mighty Morphin issues number 22 and number 23, respectively.
Oh, I got this
So,
one. I got this one. Can I?
go ahead. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So, I guess I could make this a bit more streamlined. I could share what's on my screen with the rest of you.
Yes, that
Bear
is
with me
fine.
for one. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay. So setting. Okay, here we go. Comicbook.com in an exclusive report confirmed that confirmed that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is heading towards a milestone 100th issue, and Boom Studios is set to celebrate the Charge to 100 finale in an epic fashion. The 100th issue will be written by Ryan Parrott and drawn by series artists Marco Reyna and Moises Hidalgo, and will also feature an all star crew of fan favorite guest artists and several stunning covers.
Ooh.
It will also, most importantly, be the final issue written by Ryan Parrott, who has been penning the series for ever since it's for the last for 6 years, ever since the first issue of Go Go Power Rangers in 2016. And in a similar note, so here's the story. So from Ryan Parrott's official Twitter account. Hey everyone. So today I can confirm that MMPR 100 will be my final issue on the monthly series. It's been an unbelievable 6 years, and I am so proud all people and the work we've been part of. It's truly changed my life. Does this mean I'll never tell another Ranger story again? We'll see. But this felt like the right time to step away. So thank you to all the readers. It's truly been an honor to be part of this amazing community. Until next time. And in a similar vein, writer Matt Groom, who is writing the book's sister book Mighty Morphin, confirmed that Mighty Morphin issue 22, which will be coming out in August, will be his final issue. No, we probably can't get into this too much since we're probably not going to get into this too much, but I just felt like it was worth mentioning since he's like I said, he's been writing these comics since the beginning, and it's pretty like any time a comic reaches a milestone like 100 issues, I feel it's always a cause worth celebrating. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 100 issues.
Mm-hmm.
6 years. Oh, okay. I must confess, I haven't read the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics, but I remember watching the shows when I was a kid, like SPD, Wild Jump, Wild Force,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of shows. So it's very interesting that both Ryan and Matt are gonna have their final issues in a similar timeline, and then after that, who knows what's gonna happen with what they're gonna do with Power Rangers.
Well, issue 99 and 100 is just going to be their last issues, but the book is going to continue on past that with a writer that we, as of now, don't know yet. We don't know who's going to take over for them who's going to take over for the books afterwards, or if it's still going to. Okay, so the thing is, like, it's two separate books, but like they both share the same story. So it's possible that they will have new writers for each of those books, or they will take those two books and make them into one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that happening. That only the first option I can see it happening, but yeah, I can see that happening after like their respective times and as writers. So, what do you think, Dante?
What do I think? I haven't read the comics myself, and I am truly sad to see them go. But they left us a lasting legacy of the Power Ranger comics, but as a franchise as a whole, and we thank them for the contributions to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see, and we will support you for their next chapter of their lives.
Awesome.
All right. All right. Next, let's discuss Jenny Klein becoming the new showrunner.
Oh, we'll get to that. But before we do, I feel like this would be a good segue for I guess something that I'd like to talk about before we get to the Jenny Klein news.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I think these last couple of years have been kind of establishing that. All right, I think it's safe to say that now that we're 4 years into Hasbro owning Power Rangers, that we're basically operating on a new timeline. Like, and what I mean by this is that the way in which Power Rangers is being made and produced is changing. So okay, for the last, I want to say 10 or 11 years or so, we've gotten used to the to Saban schedule, the way to the Saban schedule. What I mean by that is like for the last 10 or 11 years, maybe 20 if you want, maybe even 20 if you want to go back to like the Disney era, but like we've gotten used to the latest seasons and projects being announced and premiering on a consistent basis for the last 10 to 20 years under Saban and Bandai and Disney and whatnot. Like
Mhm.
at the beginning of the year, we almost always I can't remember how far this dates back, but just to be safe, we'll say ever since 2010, when it was announced that Saban bought Power Rangers back and that they were going to be adapting Shinkenger, like ever since then, we have gotten used to knowing in advance what Sentai they're adapting, when it's going to premiere, having each season premiere on a consistent basis, going on hiatus and then coming back on a consistent basis and whatnot. Like basically, we've just gotten used. We have been so used to the way that Saban plans and does these things that we just expect that to be the norm, the standard.
Mhm.
Under Hasbro, that when and how we learn about these things is going to change and has been changing. So like so and while I will repeatedly um while I will repeatedly advise and advocate for the fandom to show to show more patience and not give into like entitlement, I can sort of kind of understand why it's an adjustment, like why these long gaps in content and like official news and what's the word and product and like toy news, why this like drought of information is it's something that we kind of have to that we've kind of had to adjust to. I mean, hell, for the last couple of weeks, we've just kind of been just doing week. We've just kind of been like grasping at straws for any little tidbit of information for the show, because there hasn't really been a lot of it. And with less official news, with there being less official news, less coming out less often, that means there's more rumors spreading that this fan base just kind of has a tendency to buy into, because we are that desperate and starved for any kind of information on this franchise. But I think the lack of news is not surprising given that there's a lot of other factors behind the scenes causing it, like such as the fact that the pandemic has been causing production delays for what's it called, the has been causing delays in like if for like for toy manufacturers, also causing delays with how they make the show and some of their projects and movies. So like that's one part of it. There's also now rising concerns of rising inflation, and
Mhm.
I think the big one is that new leaders. It's the fact that Power Rangers is now owned by a company that well, we'll get to that. But like there has been a change in the way Hasbro has been handling Power Rangers since the passing of their original CEO Brian Goldner. Lots of
Mhm.
reevaluations, lots of reconsidering what they want to do with it and how they're going to do it. Like, don't get me wrong, Hasbro absolutely wants Power Rangers to be successful, but it's less of a priority for them because they have other brands that they own from the get-go, instead of having to bought them, and even the other brands that they had to brought or buy, like the like or had to buy the or had to like buy the rights to, they have owned for longer periods of time, so it's more of a priority for them, like Transformers, which was always theirs, and My Little Pony and Marvel and Star Wars. So like, and compared to all those other IPs, Power Rangers is kind of relatively low on the list. That they that they kind of, I don't want to say don't are neglecting, but don't really see as like high maintenance at the moment.
Mhm.
Um, Toy now, um, it's likely that we will have more of a presence with like toys and like promotional materials and whatnot as we get closer to the 30th anniversary. And like a side note, I will admit that as far as on the they did that they've kind of been slacking as far as like the toys go. Like there has been like under Bandai there was more like there's been less of an output in toys, and I keep forgetting the word. What's the word? Toys and not products, but like
Mm,
what's the word?
toys and comics.
Okay, no, part of it, kind of merchandise. That's it. Like
Oh, merchandise.
as far as like the as far as merchandising goes, there's been I guess I feel no not even I feel there has been less output as far as merchandise goes than there used to be under Bandai. Well, before Bandai started getting lazy with their last couple of years of owning the license. But I guess the point I'm trying to make with this is that we're operating under a new timeline, and we're going to have to get used to some of these droughts and some of these longer periods of time where we're not getting any kind of new information or updates. And all we can do at that point is just be patient.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We got to wait with more updates when it comes to the Power Rangers franchise.
Did you have anything to add to that, Dante?
No, you got it.
Okay, with that, all right. With all that out of the way, we can get to the meat and bones of our show. So without further ado, let's get to that. On Tuesday, June 14th, Deadline confirmed that Jenny Klein signed an overall deal with television content and independent studio Entertainment One, which is basically Hasbro's main distributor independent, which is basically Hasbro's studio. So under the 2-year pact, Klein will develop and hold on a minute. Let me share my screen for a second.
Go ahead, share your screen.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, here we go. Under the 2-year pact, Klein will develop genre and drama-based television content and will serve as a showrunner on E1's Power Rangers series that is currently in development at Netflix. She'll collaborate on the series with Jonathan Entwistle, who is overseeing the Power Rangers universe under a deal he signed with E1 in 2020 to develop the franchise across film and television. There's all that. So, okay. Klein's co-created, executive produced, and served as showrunner on The Thing About Pam, which became NBC's top-rated new series from the 2021 to 2022 season. She also served as an executive producer on Daisy Jones and The Six at Amazon. Other credits include The Witcher on Netflix, Facebook's Sacred Lies, Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, and Jessica Jones, as well as Supernatural. So, there's more to this. So, later that same day, Jonathan Entwistle, who's basically serving as the executive producer and overseer of this new universe, said in a tweet, the new Power Rangers show that Jenny Klein and I are working on is firmly part of the new cinematic universe. Can't wait to share more information with everyone soon. Maybe some familiar faces in a brand new universe. So, lots to dig into with that.
Wow. A Power Rangers cinematic universe.
Yes.
Wow.
Hopefully this though I have to imagine they're hoping this one is more successful than their last attempt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
The last attempt was in like 2017, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah, the movie. I remember the movie correct me if I'm wrong. It bombed in the box office, right?
I believe so. Well, at least
Damn.
yeah, or at least relative to its budget. At least relative to its budget.
Oof. Damn.
Though, believe it or not, it's technically the highest grossing Power Rangers movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In either case, though, this is still pretty exciting news. So, like, you might not have been here for this, but like, there was this brief period where Jonathan Entwistle like posted like and working that he was working on that the name of his project was called The Power Rangers, like the Suicide Squad. But then he like sort of removed it from his Twitter bio, and this caused everyone to freak out and assume that he had left the project because of like creative differences or something like that. And there was this groundswell of rumors that the project was getting canceled or stuff like that. Fortunately, now, and I said back on when we discussed that on the show a couple of weeks ago, I said that there was one of two possibilities or explanations for that. One, all the hyperbole was true, and he had actually left the project because of creative differences or stuff like that, or he removed it because he wasn't supposed to announce it at that time and was waiting for the thumbs up from the people at Netflix and Hasbro to officially announce that.
Mhm.
Fortunately, we can now with this we can this puts to rest any of the rumors that that Entwistle left the project, and we now know that it's still in production. Now, the interesting part to me is the way in which this is like it's interesting. Like the story is interesting for a couple of reasons. Namely, or rather, the first thing that comes to mind is the pedigree of Klein's work. So like that should give us a hint as to what they're going for with this new franchise. Like I just mentioned, like she worked on stuff like Supernatural and like Jessica Jones, which should give us a good idea, which could potentially give us a good idea of what to expect, but I wouldn't say like it's a harbinger or a guarantee because okay, here's an example. Like when Marvel announced that James Gunn was going to be making Guardians of the Galaxy, people thought, wait, the dude who made like Slither and Super is making a Marvel movie? How's that going to work? And like his like a person's past resume is not always a guarantee that you can is not always a direct like is not always like a direct guarantee of what they're actually going to do with this new project. Or if you had told me that the guys who directed Yumi and Dupree were making Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, nothing in their resume prior to that would lead you to believe that they were the right people for the job.
Definitely.
But like I said, a person's past resume is not always a direct translation of what they're going to do with this, what they're going to do in the future, or what they're going to do with the licensed IP. Now, I think this is interesting because Jenny Klein is now like a handful of women who have actually worked as showrunners on Power Rangers. I think with the other two being Ann Austin, who worked with Doug Sloan on Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder, and Jackie Marchand, who served as an executive producer and a writer for the series from Mighty Morphin all the way up to RPM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a very interesting news, as you mentioned. Like, when I was a kid, I remember watching like the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, and if you told me that that the guy that directed that trilogy was the same guy that did the Evil Dead trilogy, I could be like, what? This is a very different stuff. How that was able to happen? And they can do. It can go a different way. It's not gonna be like it, she wrote. She was part of Jessica Jones and Supernatural. So maybe that doesn't mean that the tone of those shows is gonna translate into the Power Rangers cinematic universe, or well, the show is gonna be on Netflix. Maybe it doesn't translate into that. Maybe it does, but it's very interesting, and I'm very excited to see what's gonna be with this new Power Rangers cinematic universe.
Right, right. There's more I want to delve into with this article, but I wanted to hear I guess Dante's take on this first.
First off, I'm surprised. I'm, as a lot of you fans know, I am surprised, and a lot of fans know that this was going to happen again. And well, I know it's been put off for some time, but Jenny Klein, she has a big shoes to fill. This is a big franchise, yeah.
Ye-
She's done well in Cloak and Dagger for Marvel.
Oh, right, Cloak and Dagger, right, right. Oh, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? So,
Yeah.
it's funny because Cloak and Dagger, and as well as Jessica Jones, both star former Power Rangers, Emma Lahana and Eka Darville, and
Mhm.
now the executive producer on that show is going to Power Rangers. It's just kind of funny how that works out.
Hey, Stranger
Damn.
Things. Stranger Things has happened. Not, not.
That
And I'm not spoiling season 4 of Stranger Things, by the way.
You better.
Just to let you know. But yes, I am surprised. This is Jenny Klein has some big shoes to fill. This is a big franchise, like half as big as the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DCEU. So it's a lot of work to take in, but it's just the beginning. We'll see. We'll see. Hmm.
Yes, it is the beginning. It is the beginning in that now that we've gotten this tidbit of information, there will be more news about this project to come. So like more writers, more producers, casting announcements, stuff like that. Like it feels like that like this project is kind of is gaining more traction and becoming more tangential. What's the word? Or becoming more tangible and getting more traction as it goes along.
Mhm.
The other part that I want to talk about is that tweet by Mr. Entwistle, where he confirmed that this is not going to be set in the same universe as the main Power Rangers TV show that's been going on for almost 30 years, and B, that comment about familiar faces, which leads me to believe that they're probably going to hire actors who have been in Power Rangers, either like as villains or as former Rangers. That many of them will be cast in this thing, but not playing the characters that they played in the main show.
Hmm.
Which I am in favor of. Which I'm cool with that. Like it would be like a nice little bit of, well, I don't want to say fan service, but it would be an interesting touch.
Wow. Yeah, indeed. Like, who did you guys see like coming back for the cinematic universe? Like, imagine if Johnny John Bosch appears in into series or movies.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
Me too.
I'm sorry, Goji. Well,
I was asking like, imagine if Johnny John Bosch appear in the new
ah,
Power Rangers.
okay. Johnny Ambush. Okay, I was. I know who he is. I just wanted you to repeat it.
No problem.
Go
I mean,
ahead.
it would certainly be a nice change of pace from. It would certainly be, I guess, a nice change of pace from Jason David Frank, like constantly constantly hugging the spotlight.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that to badmouth JDF, because I mean he has more than earned his reputation as being the most well known and iconic character in the franchise. But like it's nice. It would be nice if we But it would be nice if we let other characters get their own person, I guess, moment in the spotlight, and um and I think this would be it's always just not it would it's always just nice to see Adam again.
It would.
No,
It
granted,
would be.
if he shows up in this, he will definitely not be playing Adam Park, but just to see, it's always just. But if he were to pop up, like say as like whether it be like a cameo or like a side character, it'd be a nice touch.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kind of like how Rob Paulson played Raphael in the 1987 Ninja Turtle show, but then he, I guess, returned to play Donatello in the 2012 version, something like that.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing more news about like the cinematic universe that they're gonna do with Power Rangers.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling that now that we've got, like I said, this will be the first of many announcements and updates that we'll get on the project.
Definitely, there's gonna come a lot more news.
Ooh, my.
I think I I think we've pretty much covered every angle of this story, unless there's something else you wanted to get into or whatnot.
No, no. I
All
don't
right.
have.
Mhm.
Okay, so well, I guess that brings us to our final topic of the night. Not even a topic, but like I guess like not our final topic. Although this one is a bit more speculative than the Jonathan Entwistle stuff. So
Mhm.
I'm going to pull it up right now. Um, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen.
Mhm.
And this is like a brief aside, but on the same day that Jonathan Entwistle announced Annie Klein working on the Power Rangers show, Simon Bennett, the current showrunner for Power Rangers and Dino Fury, in a tweet basically tweeted, "I'm still here, hashtag Dino Fury." And I guess the reason I bring this up is because I think this kind of I think this is kind of him stealthily confirming that his involvement with Power Rangers is going to continue past Dino Fury. Because remember, like Dino Fury the last half of Dino Fury season 2, like it's all filmed, it's written, filmed, shot, or it's a wrap. Like they're just waiting for the moment to release the last 11 episodes on Netflix, and that's it. So there's no way it can just be referring to that. We don't
Mhm.
know to what capacity he's still going to be involved in the franchise, but I think this more or less confirms that he's not going anywhere just yet.
Oh wow, wow, that's a very interesting. Like, it the like if he's continue as a showrunner on Dino Fury, then you see him coming back for season 3.
Oh no, I think no, I think okay. So the way they've been doing it is that the way they've been doing it ever since Samurai is that instead of like one Sentai adaptation a year, they're doing this thing where like that where each Sentai adaptation like is like two two quote unquote seasons, but like okay, so usually Power Rangers seasons are like made of like 30 or 40 episodes, but like since that's kind of not becoming the norm anymore, they're only doing like 20 or 22 episodes a year. So like so they just call their first 22 episodes season 1, and then the next 22 episodes season 2 the following year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Wow.
these last 11 episodes of Dino Fury are going to be the end of the season, and I don't just mean like season 2, but like the end of Dino Fury as a whole.
Wow. Well, so I hope Dino Fury ends on like a bang. Like it ends on a like the whole show ends great.
Yeah.
And
So far the way it's going, it looks like it might end pretty well.
nice.
Yes.
Oh wow. What do you think, Dante?
What do I think about this? Oh, it's surprising to me. I mean, he has done a great job with Dino Fury.
I think so as well.
Season one of Dino Fury was okay.
Good but not great. That's how I put
Yes,
it.
it's
Good but not great.
good but not great. But season 2 is really having me on the edge of my seat. Heck, I can't wait to see who the end game villain for this season. I was hoping
We won't
see.
we won't really go too much into that in case of potential spoilers. But yeah,
Yes.
it's been it's certainly been a fun ride so far.
It
and
has.
and I can't speak for everybody, but I personally look forward to seeing what it is that he does next with this franchise afterwards. Now,
Totally.
yeah. So before we call it a wrap on this season, on this episode, we could just there's like a few one big one item that I'll go over briefly because there's really not much to discuss about it. So, I guess an update on the official Power Rangers YouTube as of Friday, all 40 episodes of Time Force are now available on the Power Rangers official YouTube channel for free, which now essentially means that the entirety of the original Saban era, so everything from Mighty Morphin to Wild Force, is now available on YouTube for free. And I want to believe that starting on Friday, we'll be delving into the Disney era as they start uploading episodes of Ninja Storm.
Awesome. Like my sister was been waiting to see some of two shows from two eras from Power Rangers, so that's very exciting news for me. So I can introduce her to two Power Ranger shows from back then.
Right. So I think okay. At first, when I was initially really frustrated and confused when I think in 2021 they announced that they were moving most seasons of Power Ranger, most of the older seasons of the show from Netflix. But I think the way they're doing it, I think they did that so that they could so that they could I guess eke out like ad revenue by putting it on YouTube. I think that was their motive. That was their motive. But yeah, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to briefly discuss or talk about, that might be it for this week.
Yeah, but before we head out, we're going to send a special happy birthday to Jack Guzman, aka Danny
right.
Black Wild Force.
Right, happy birthday!
Happy birthday to him. Yeah, Danny and Max were the heart and the soul of the Wild Force team.
Yes, literally lifting quote from what I said earlier on the server.
Yes, I know. And he is the most underrated Black Ranger of the franchise.
Yeah. Funny story. Jack Guzman was also on it, like going back to like the whole Marvel connection, MCU connection. Jack Guzman was a guest star in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I did not know that.
Me neither. Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, you didn't know that? Let me pull it up.
Me same. I didn't know that until now.
Okay. Yeah. So he was, let me see if I can find an official image. Hmm. I can't remember which episode, but I believe it was one from like okay, he was in season 3 episode 7 of Agents of Shield, Chaos Theory.
Oh,
Oh my!
So yeah, happy birthday, man.
So happy birthday, Jack Guzman.
happy
And
birthday.
ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's going to be it here for this episode. Woo. We finally got some news to this.
Yes.
Finally, took us all the time, but we found it. Anyway, thank y'all for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video or when I go live. All right. Thank you, Goji, for coming on out here.
Thanks. Like, it's been great to see being with you guys on this podcast, and hopefully we can have more episodes on down the line.
Yep. And also, thank you, JWR, for always coming out, of course.
Of course, happy to be here.
Oof. Oof. Can't we? We're almost to the end of this month.
Oh God, what by
Yeah,
first?
yeah.
Oh, July 4th. The 4th of July.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
coming soon in 2 weeks.
Yes. We cannot wait. So until we see y'all again next time, may the power protect you.
Always.
Bye.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.